Messy mind, racing, with no focus, distracted, with attention deficit. You cannot overcome anxiety. You cannot organize your thoughts. What is happening? Perhaps you have been fighting against depression, deep sadness, against discouragement. What is happening to your constant evil thoughts? Where do they come from? Let's understand the Word of God. What does the Word of God speak about? That in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 10, it says, "There are, it may be, so many kinds of languages in the world, and none of them is without significance." Which means, with this, we understand that there might be many causes through the symptoms that we just described. However, certainly one of the main causes is here in this verse. It's precisely the problem with giving more attention or to listen to more voices than you should. Yes. Think with me. This word, biblical word, affirms the following. First, that there are billions. We know that each person in the world has a voice, a list. Of course, we cannot listen to all people in the world. We cannot listen to all, but we can listen to a few hundreds or even thousands, because every day we are being bombarded by voices in the mobile phone, notifications, social media that you're scrolling through. Every new screen, every new video is a new voice. Every new video is a new advice. Is someone saying something? Is the news, music, content that you watch? Anyway, are thousands, millions of voices. If there are millions or even billions of voices in the world, and none of them is without significance, which means all of them bring significance, a meaning, an idea, a word, a message, some kind of communication. Well, and if the world is the way it is, the world cannot understand itself, the world is confused, at war, the world is in constant dispute and competition, people against people, killing each other, biting each other, consuming each other. So what do you think it will happen to your mind if you give attention to these voices, if you listen to more than you should, to who you should not listen to, or more than you should? What do you think will happen to your head? Your head will be a reflection of the world. There will be wars, division, confusion. You will be competing with ideas in your head. At certain moments you'll think about something, and other times you'll think about something else, an idea that comes and another that debunks the first. So you will do nothing, because the many voices will divide and weaken within yourself. We are here in Israel, and one of the main biblical texts that are most mentioned in Israel is precisely this one from Deuteronomy chapter 6 from verse 4. This is some kind of mantra here in Israel that says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." This seems to be simple, but in the days that this was written, in the days of Moses, to believe in one single God was something new, because people didn't believe in one God. As today, many don't believe in only one God. They believe in many gods, saints. They believe in the saint, in the color of the cloth, superstition, even in Father Christmas. They believe in crystals, in the stars, horoscope. There are many gods in the world. Back in those days, people were pantheists, which means that they believed in many gods. So when God speaks through Moses, "Hear, O Israel," which means one voice, through the years, "The Lord our God, the Lord is one." That was a novelty, revolutionary. How come there's only one God? Does it mean that there's not one God for the sun, another for the rain, another to make the grains to grow, another to give fertility to my wife? How come there's only one God? He does it all? So this thought of the only God, one Lord, was revolutionary. And he revolutionized the entire world, because the moment you understand that there's only one Lord and one voice, which authority is supreme, that changes your life completely. So this is a thought that in the world of God is recurring. This constant calling to hear only the voice of God. And this is what unites our mind, unites our senses, our thoughts, our objectives. This aligns us, it balances us, it makes us to be centered, because the word center means one. There's no two centers, it's one. Whatever you want to centralize, there's one center. So the center is one, and this one is God. The center of our lives must be God. Then, if you want to overcome anxiety, distraction, lack of focus, you want to overcome worries, fears, doubts, all these evil thoughts that come to your mind, first thing you must do is to stop listening to many voices, or more than you should. And there's no end to it. So what should you do in practice? You should stop following people on social media that have nothing to do with you, that they don't offer what you want, they are not aligned with your life or with God. Even people who call themselves of God, but who don't have much to offer, because in this world, many are speaking about God. But you must understand the difference between the ones who speak about God and those who are of God. Even the devil speaks about God. The devil spoke about the Bible to Jesus. So for someone to open the Bible and to speak about it, it doesn't mean that that person is from God. So you must be careful to what you listen to. So to do a spring cleaning in your mobile phone, social media, to stop following people, you must reduce. I know this goes against the world's opinion, because the world teaches you for you to have an open mind, you must listen to everyone, to people, and etc. You need to have lots of knowledge. However, in practice, this is not what it works. There are times you must seek more information about one topic. Yes, there are moments you must seek for more information about that topic. But faith leans where? Faith can always lean on the voice that never changes, the voice that never fails, because the voice of man fails. The voice of man changes, even the voice of science changes. If you look at the history of science, 100 years ago, science wouldn't do things that today is abominable, and vice versa. Science is evolving. Why? Because it is human. But when you deal with God's voice, this one, you don't need to have any doubts. When you step on the ground of the Word of God, you can be certain that ground will not move. That ground is not sand, but rock. And you can put all your strength, both feet, with all your life, and you will work. So it is one voice. What you must do is to reduce these voices to listen to God's voice. Look at what Jesus said. To him, the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. He was talking about the sheep. The ones from the Good Shepherd listen to the voice of the Good Shepherd, and they know them by name. God knows you by your name. God knows precisely who you are and what you need, as a shepherd calls the sheep by name. And it says, when he brings out his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. God goes ahead of us, defending us. Yet they will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. The sheep does not follow the voice of a stranger, only the voice of the shepherd, one voice. The sheep gets accustomed to one voice, one single voice, and this is the voice that we must listen to. When you give attention to his voice in your mind, it calms you down. Your mind gets organized, has peace, has focus. Your mind has faith and strength. If you do it, you will truly break through. And may the year or the following year, mid-year, it doesn't matter. You will always be strong because of the good thoughts that will be in you, fed by the voice of God. So give up, stop messing with other voices, listening to many voices in this world. They exist and they will only increase and multiply. But be very protective over your mind and ears. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.